Welcome to Gray Overload. I'm Anthony, and just this is going to be a little video on helping out a friend and just some things I did to a computer to really get it up and running, and then hopefully my thought process behind it to make sure that the computer is going to be running and lasting as long as possible. So I had a friend approach me, and his dad needs a new desktop. His dad wants to have an SSD in it. He also requested that also have a wireless card, and he wants it on the cheap. So his dad is in farming, and I grew up in a background. I helped out my uncles on the farm, so I kind of know that little area, and he wants to be able to keep track of cattle. And I'm like, well, that's not, anything intensive, but still to get a good computer nowadays, built that may have some longevity in it is, still hard to come by parts. They're starting to come back down to the earth, but it's still kind of tricky to get a full system up with some of the inflated prices that are around out there right now. And so I was thinking a little bit more as I'm going pricing out systems, trying to make sure that it's a good system but has longevity. And I realized that my friend Tom, I just built him a computer. You guys saw that. I installed the 6900, which you guys didn't get to see. He actually picked up RX 6900, and that card is over there. Nice. I will say that's a nice card. But he left his old parts here, and that was an 1800X. I with a GPU, and I had another little GPU lying around because the one that he had was given to another friend. That his graphics card died, so I gave them and I shipped that card out to him. And so I was like, cool. I got a 560 that I can throw in there for the graphics card, and then the 1800X though is not going to be really future proof, right? How do you approach that? Now, if it was my computer running Windows 11, Windows 10, right, not too worried, right, the end of the life cycle, I know I could try to get it up, but you never know what Microsoft's going to do because it's not, the 1800X isn't on their officially listed support, and I don't want to deal with that, right? This is going to a friend's father that's not like me, tech savvy, willing to deal with some of the problems and the growing pains, right? It's going to have to be rock solid. So my approach is, okay, let's pick up a little processor. And so what I did here in the X370 board, it's an Asus Crosshair Hero 6, is I just threw in this 3600. And so this is, run Zen 2 architecture. So you got a little bit of improvement over there. I think the 1800X is probably still going to be a little bit beefier overall because of 8 cores instead of 6 cores and 12 threads here. But you have a 4.2 gigahertz max boost and a 3.6 gigahertz base. So you have a good option here, right? This does come with a fan. However, I'm not using a fan. I already had a fan in this system. I'm just going to use the same fan, and it's a better fan. It's an Noctua, what is it? C14, I think. Yeah, the C14 is in there. C14S is in there. So it's not the perfect one for the case, but it's a cooler I had on there, and it was working. So just leave it there. And my friend's dad also had a request, to have an SSD in there, which he's getting a Samsung 960 Pro that my friend already had with the system when he left it here and gave it to me after he had upgraded his to the 5900X. And if you guys haven't seen that build, go check it out. So one thing that my friend said his dad will need also is a wireless card. And so I just picked up this AX3000. This is the second time I've bought this card. I had it in another um, update to a little computer build that I did for my parents, which their garage PC needed to connect back into the house and the house APs for that network that I set up there. So I know that this is going to be, it's a Wi-Fi 6 card. It's got a little bit of future proof, Bluetooth 5, so if ever wants to connect a phone or anything else, he can do that. And you have a little bit of future proofing here, and hopefully it's going to be reliable enough going forward that you're not going to have to worry about it. And so those are a couple things that I did. Now, the case I had was, I think I did a build on this, or a little update of them transferring, was the Phanteks P300. Now this is a pretty nice case. I've been running parts in here for a while, and so I took off the glass so you can kind of see. I'm going to pin that wire down to the wireless card down at the bottom a little bit more, but it's got a metal shield here, and yeah, so you guys can see that, and you can see the wireless card in the back. You have, the graphics card and all your ports. And then I put in, it came with one fan, but I had extra fans from my friend that had bought too many fans, and I put 3 fans in here. So, as people may not take, care and always dust out their machines, this Fantech case with the 3 fans actually cools pretty well. And you're going to have enough air movement in here, because I've tried this out enough, that it's going to keep all the parts cool, and it's going to be a nice build for them. So that's some of the things I was thinking of when I updated this machine. Right, you fans are your only moving parts in here. You have an SSD, so it's going to be snappy. So it's going to be, what my friend's dad wants, and then the 3600 is going to be able to have Windows 11 installed and be able to set it up to future proof kind of, the longevity of the machine, because that's what you really want. You don't want somebody to come back to you, especially when you are trying to do this build on the cheap, and you know it, you just don't want somebody spending extra money down the road. And that's what I'm kind of going into this build. So let's keep it, a reasonable processor, which is the 3600, and then from there, the 3600 was on sale. I found it on sale for a good price, and so it's got to go into an X370 board. So there's some limitations there, right? I didn't want to upgrade the board too and all that stuff. I wanted to try to condense cost as much as possible. And for this, the case I already had, the motherboard, was given, the graphics card I already had lying around, SSD there, I already had the cooler. So there's a lot of options there that I was able to take care of it. Now, with 1800X, right, what am I going to do with that? If you can't tell already, I hate throwing out parts. Well, the old graphics card that my friend had, I shipped that off to a friend. Actually, the same friend, his graphics card was dying. So, yeah, so I mean, I'm kind of like 3 different friends here that have all kind of helped each other out. I'm just the middleman, right? And that's what I kind of like to see, is parts being reused. So the graphics card is being reused right now. Then the 1800X is going to go to that same friend that got the graphics card. And all these items, right? If I need to be the middleman to try to make sure that they're still being used, still not just going to the junkyard, not being thrown out, and that's the type of recycling I like to see, is the longevity and the reuse of the product for as long as possible until it dies, instead of, planned obsolescence where you kind of don't have it. But then also taking some of these parts that, have been used already, but being able to give them into somebody else that has the opportunity to use them and appreciate them, that, a simple upgrade of a 3600, even though I don't think Microsoft should have put that in there. I will say that real fast. But a 3600, right? And then you have a Wi-Fi card, you add that in there and satisfy their needs, one with the SSD, so that then they can, be able to get their work done more efficiently, and be able to, be appreciated of that, where they might have to spend way more money than what this product or this solution will present itself. So that's kind of my take on this. Let me know if you guys and what you guys do for, different, budget builds or kind of quick upgrades or stuff to be able to get maybe a friend, maybe yourself, maybe, somebody close to you that maybe not do just computer gaming, but maybe needs to do something that's important to their business, like, this piece of farm software, right? That's crucial to the farm business, right? What do you guys do to try to make sure that they have the best experiences on those type of budgets? So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Hopefully that my friend, his dad, appreciates all the computers and all the parts, and he should be able to get this soon. I'm recording this probably a couple days before I'm going to give it to my friend, so yeah, he might see this before I tell him that it's all done. But it's that sort of thing where I think that we can really reuse computer parts in the best manner by, even if Microsoft wants to try to have planned obsolescence or stuff like that, where we can reuse parts and maybe somebody else will take and use that 1800X and get another life benefit out of it, while, because they're more tech savvy, while then somebody maybe less tech savvy, you do a quick upgrade and still give them an opportunity to experience, some more updated technology that will last them for a while to help get their work done better. So with that, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for taking the time to help support Gravelord and helping this channel grow. I really appreciate it. You guys are amazing at helping out this channel. I really do appreciate it. It's awesome. So until next time, God bless, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.